BoBunny friends! Welcome back to our fourth and final part of January's vlog class. Today we're going to finish it off. So, thanks for hanging out and we will get started. Alright, there's page 6 that we're going to work on. So you're going to need a piece of your cabin paper, the brown side, and your Happy Winter stickers. And we're going to take off this frame right here and sand that up a little bit so its edges are roughed up, just so it shows up a little better against the brown. And then place that on your solid brown. And then you're just going to freehand cut, and you're just going to leave a tiny little edge on there. After you cut that frame and leave a little bit of an edge out, you're going to go ahead and sand the edges of the brown paper too, just a little bit. And of course, if you don't like the shabby look, if you don't like the sanding, you do not have to do it. I did not do the inside to show you the difference. This one has the inside done, and this one doesn't. It just kind of sets the frame apart from the brown paper. So it's your choice. But then we're going to take our etc. chipboard that has our alphabet on it, and I put favorites. I thought I would do my favorite people, my favorite traditions here, and my favorite foods. So not necessarily Christmas, it's just winter. My favorite, well, people, I guess they're my favorite whether it's winter or not. But traditions, winter traditions like sleigh riding and building snowmen, and then your favorite foods, winter foods. Like we love to have potato soup and taco soup, hot chocolate, chili, fun stuff like that. So just kind of your winter favorites is what I chose on this page. If you choose to do something different, that's okay, but I'm gonna talk you through a really fun technique to make these little journaling blocks in just a minute. So go ahead and get your letters and add here. I just want to mention that I chose not to pop out the centers of my letters right here, and you would giggle so hard if you knew how many people said, "Hey, did you know you didn't pop out the centers of that?" I said, yes I did, I meant for it to be like that. So a lot of people think that's weird, so go ahead and pop out your centers if you want, but I did and do know that I did that, so just FYI. So same as when we did Snuggle on the front, I like to stagger my letters and put some high and some low and pop some up. I want my A popped up, so I'm going to do the F and the V first, so the A popped up over there. Okay, and then I'm going to take the letters from my sticker and put and I just sanded around those and pop those up as well. And I'm going to add a couple little foam squares, and I'm going to pop my up so that it kind of sticks out. Oops. Goodness. Okay, there's my favorite. Okay, go ahead and set that aside. We don't want to place it on our page yet until we get our journaling squares done. So for our journaling squares, you're going to need a piece of cardboard and some paint and just a scratch piece of paper. So what we're going to do is you're going to take and just peel your cardboard apart so that you have this corrugated piece. And then you're going to cut that into a piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. And these are the ones I used. So you'll just, after you get that ripped off, just cut it into that size. And there's all different kinds of cardboard. This piece of cardboard I got off of the box that garbage bags are in. So it's corrugation. I don't know what you call that. its corrugated part. Do we say corrugation? I don't think that's a word. Anyway, it's a lot smaller. It's tiny like this rather than like this. So you can get different kinds. Another fun thing you can do is with a big punch, you could punch out a heart or a cloud or a star and then do this, and your journaling would be in that shape. So I just think this is a fun technique. And I've tried this with ink. I just brought it here to show you. And you just don't get quite enough with the ink, so I like to use paint. So I just put a little bit of paint down, and then I like to use a foam brush. But before we put that on, let's go ahead and get those pieces ready. You're going to need 3 pieces of your Snowfall paper that are 2 inches by 3 1/4. That's going to be our journaling square. And then 3 pieces of cabin that are 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. We're going to put those on there. Okay, now that our papers are ready, get your foam brush. And then I just like to paint it on. And again, you don't want it to be perfect. You might not want it to be that bad, but you don't want it to be perfect. And then put the journaling block at the bottom. Just kind of make sure you get it all pressed. But leave the top because that's where we're going to tie those material knots and put them. Okay, make sure on your 3rd journaling block that your journaling is going to go the opposite way. The top page, the journaling goes the opposite way. And I'm just going to use the same one and just do it over here on the right side because my ribbon or my material knot is going to take up all of this space. So that one's going to go in the opposite direction. So that's just a fun little technique. I just think it's something fun and different and kind of adds a little more character to your album. So we're going to go ahead and back these on your cabin. Should have had 3 pieces, 2 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then we'll place everything on our page. While I'm doing this, I was trying to think of something fun. I could tell you some fun tradition that me and my family have. You think that living in Utah it might be skiing, but it's not. And then I realized that I think my life might be a little bit boring because we like to watch movie marathons and drink hot chocolate. Chocolate can't be bad. One of the things we've done in the last couple of years, because I've had 2 sons turn 16, is we bought them this old Reliant K car. It's super old, but it's like still. And we have a subdivision below us that is being built, so there's nothing there. So the boys like to go down there and go really fast and slam on the brakes and do donuts. So that's kind of become a fun tradition the last couple years. Okay, so now for these ribbon, I keep saying ribbon, material knots, you're just going to take little strips of your scrap. I'm just going to bring some over here. I'm going to take this paint and set it away from my material scraps so that I don't paint them. Again, just scraps and just make some little strips. For these I did only 2 wide. And you want them all to be different. Don't make them all the same. And just tie those in a knot. And again, I think this is being a cheater, but I like it. I'm not going to actually punch holes and put them through. I'm just going to use a glue dot and stick that on after I give it a little haircut. So you can do it with your mesh, you can do it with your muslin, just any combination. Okay, and I'm just going to attach those onto the top. And then with this one that has the muslin in it, I like to make messy, and I'm going to pull out a piece of muslin off of my big one. And then in my etc. buttons, I'm going to get that heart, and I'm going to tie it around this one. If you notice on my album here, I've just let it get messy. And to me that is just fun. I have some friends, hi Barbie, if you happen to be watching this, that would probably drive crazy to have something messy like that. But I quite enjoy it, so I'm going to just tie my heart onto that one and then stick that on this one sideways. I'll put a couple glue dots on that.